G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and today I'm back with another Final Fantasy 15 video, and this time it's going to be on the fishing contest, which is the timed quest for the timed quest for this week. Anyway, at least I'm not sure how long this one is going to go on. I think I'm quite a bit late with this video. I would have liked to get it out a bit earlier, but I've been busy. Anyway, I'm going to go over the basics of how I capture 100 and I get about 125 fish an hour at the moment. So I'm going to roll with that and see how it goes. See if we can get it done. So the basics of this one is that you have to be at... You need to be... Well, for me, I'm finding the best place for me is the Swain Smear. And the way you make this the most effective is by setting up a little bit of a kind of a teleport loop. So what I've done is I come back to the camp down here because it's important to go to a camp, in my opinion, because you're going to have to eat some meal that boosts your fishing potential. And once you've set your resting place as here, I then go up to here and I park the car here, so then I can return to car, so I've got an easy access back to the pond. And then also here is where the fishing point is. As you can see, it's right next to the car, so it should be a pretty easy loop to set up there. So what I'm going to do is just we've got about 4 minutes or so until the hour, so you want to wait just before the hour ticks over in whatever region you're in. Just wait until the hour is about to go over, real-time hour, and then you're just going to want to rest at the camp, just so you've got as much daylight as possible to get your fishing in. And yeah, I'm super hyped about doing a fishing stream. Always love the fishing streams, of course. Except not at all. Here we go. So what I've been doing is I've been eating this, which is the Cooper Berry cheesecake, which is from the carnival. So unfortunately, if you missed out on it, you totally missed out on it. This is not necessary. It just makes it so you can fish a little bit longer without as much line damage. But it's by no means, you don't have to have it. It's just, it helps with the fishing, that's all. The more efficient you can be with how many times you have to change your reel, how many times you have to change your fishing spots, everything is going to impact on if you can get that top score or not. I'd say at the moment, the way the leaderboards are staged, it's near impossible to get in the top 100, almost. You're going to have a lot of luck and maybe a bit of skill even, but mainly just luck. More fishing pictures. I have about 6 million fishing pictures at the moment. There we go. So all I'm going to do in the morning is get teleported to the car. So return to car. As you can see, I've set up my car up the top, which means we're going to maximize. We're going to spend the least amount of time running and doing other stuff, so we can get straight to the pool and jump right in, basically. There is other places that you can do. I've found this one, they have all low-level fish, no high-level fish, so you can reel them in really quick. And the cluster, there's probably about 20 fish, or maybe 15 to 20 fish in each time in the pond. So it's going to be really easy to just kind of reel them all in, and you've got quite a bit to choose from. So I'll mount up quickly, get on my chocobo. And at this point, it's all the hour, the minutes, the seconds are ticking down. So you want to try and maximize the fishing time you have in each hour. To be effective at this, you only really have to perform really well, like an hour a day. You don't have to fish all day, every day. About an hour a day. The more you can do it, of course, the faster you're going to get your 1,000 points for the Afro Sword. But it all comes down to whatever time commitment you can put in. God damn, get up there, Noctis. Anyway, here we are. We've still got about a minute left. As far as fishing gear goes, I've actually got the DLC for the Final Fantasy. I don't know if we can view it or not. But anyway, there is a DLC pack on the add-ons page for Final Fantasy 15, and it's called the Angler set. And this gives you a lure that is effective to every single fish. You don't have to change your lure for any fish. It'll capture everything. I think it's called the Mighty Leviathan lure. And that is going to be by far the greatest lure that you can get. So as you can see, we've got 59 minutes. We've got here pretty good. You can see my previous score was 125. Yeah, and now I'll show you my gear setup quickly. I'm using the Dragon's Beard. There is a trick the Japanese have been using. I'll try and explain a little bit later, but I'm not really all that up with it. So the title Might Leviathan comes from the DLC from, or an add-on. It costs 50 American cents, so it's very cheap. You may not want to spend real money to get this goal, but in my opinion, you cannot beat this lure. It captures everything. I'm using the Dragon Drain Rod, which is, again, from a DLC, from the booster pack. But you can also use the Death Spin or the Butterfly Edge. For a reel, I'm using the Falmelhot, but you can also use the Avior or the Limelin. I'll actually use the Limelin. But the Limelin, I believe you get from the Totomostro Arena in Altissia. You can spend medals to get it. And you can see the cluster of fish around here is absolutely huge. And again, they're pretty small, so you can capture them pretty quickly. The only problem is a lot of these fish, they tend to be like what I call lurkers. See, bang, straight away. Which means that you have to kind of lure the line a little bit and then wait, then lure a bit and then wait. So they can take a little bit to catch on. But other times I can throw my lure straight in and they'll hook right on. So it's there you go, really easy. So if you get good luck with these fish, you can throw in and you can pull in maybe 3 fish every minute. Like, it's crazy good sometimes. And then you get a spate of bad luck. So, yeah. G'day, Mistel. Yeah, my family is back. They're sleeping and having breakfast and stuff like that. So I'm just taking this opportunity to get a bit of a live stream in. I don't have the time to edit videos together and stuff like that. So this is the quick and nasty way to do it. I realize nobody really wants to watch a live stream of fishing, but this is probably the most effective, time-effective way that I can do it. So that's how I'm handling it. And as you can see then, I just chucked it straight in and got another fish. So really quite effective, this place. It's just, if you can put up with the music and the constant whining from the Choco Bros, you can do it. But I've been averaging about 120 fish an hour if I come here. But I've been having a lot of problems with the system that, like the submit system. Sometimes it won't submit. Sometimes it does submit and it counts up my score, but then I don't get my daily bonus or I don't get my hourly bonus. And it's really been a nightmare at the moment. I've spent hours and hours fishing, but I've found there's just so many bugs with crashes and the actual score at the moment. It's causing such a headache for me. I'm hoping that I can achieve this by the time the fishing is done, but we'll have to see.
Great job.
Where am I fishing at? I'm fishing at the Swain's Mirror, I think it's called. The Swain Mirror, or the Swain's Mirror. Or Maya, sorry. Which is just north of Costlemark, I think. I'll show you in a second when I, whoops, tension's way too high on this one. Whatever, I'll just reel him in. There you go. Yeah, Capture the Penguin, my max at the moment is 125. It all depends on, like, it's very luck-based as well. But the Japanese have been using a method, I'm not sure of the particulars of it, but the Dragon Drain Rod, well, from the Booster Pack Plus, says that it increases its, it does something when the line tension is low, or the durability is low. So what they've been doing is getting their tension down, or their durability down to, like, I think one guy in a video has it down to about 10, or 19, or 10. And then he just chucks his line in and gets fish after fish after fish. So, yeah. Whoops, I'm missing my mark here. You want to try and get your marker yellow each time, so you don't have to drag your rod too far. Or your lure, sorry. So this one's a bit of a lurker. You have to try and wait for them to sneak up on your lure. There we go. Coming after us. if you've missed where I'm fishing at the moment, you should be able to skip back on the video, and at the start I show you how I set up my loop, what food I ate, and the basics of what fishing equipment I'm using. But the really big deciding factor in this one, unfortunately, I guess you could call it pay to win almost, is going to be the lure that you use. And I'm using the Mighty, I think it's the Mighty Tide Leviathan, which it is effective against any fish. It'll lure in any fish, so it's really going to be a game changer. I wouldn't imagine that you could get much more over 120 if you didn't use such a lure. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not the best fisher ever, so, you know, or fisherman, rather. I'll show you that lure again quickly. I got enough time, I guess. This is it, the Tidal Might Leviathan, and it captures everything. It's really good for it. G'day, Ilan Mari, RPGs and more. Gamer Kid, isn't it? Oh, thanks for the like, mate. Thank you, Boss Main. There we go, more lurkers. It's unfortunate. Sometimes you get a good pool, and every one of the fish, as soon as you throw that lure in, they just snap onto it straight away. But then other ones, you just kind of... yeah. But what if you find out... Like, now they're kind of spread apart way too far. So what I do is I stop fishing. I don't worry about it submitting my score or anything, because you just want to try and get through the menus as quick as you can. And it gets really annoying reading those all the time. Again, I'll show you where I am. This is wasting a little bit of time, but anyway, I'm at the Sveinsmere. I think that's it, Sveinsmere, which is just south of the Chocobo track. And what I've done is I rest down here, and I park my car up here, so I get a bit of a transport loop when I need it. So once I've exited out of the pond, you can exit back, or sorry, enter back in, and you can see all the fish have respawned again. There's no point trying to fish for those 2 or 3 fish that are left in the pond. You just want to get in there as many fish as possible, so you can kind of just chuck your lure around. You don't want to be trying to target these one single fish here and there. You want to go for clusters of fish. So exiting and coming back in when the fish are low is really important. Marcio, the holy shit, that's huge. The Japanese at the moment are using, I think it's called the Dragon Drain Rod, which came with the Booster Pack Plus, which you actually have to have a season pass to actually get. And there's a description on the fishing rod that says at lower durability, it increases or it stops line durability reduction, or it's got some description that it performs better at lower durabilities on your line. I'm not sure how they're utilizing it properly, but I've seen a video of a Japanese player with 19 durability on his line. He's using the Dragon Drain rod, and his other gear is not too important, but he's just constantly fishing, throwing his line in. He's losing no durability, and he's pulling the fish in like a couple of seconds. I'm not fully sure, or I don't fully understand why it's so advantageous, because the line doesn't state that it pulls in fish faster or it lures faster or anything. So I don't know. I have to play around with it a little bit more. I've just been really pressed for time, so I haven't been able to check it out. But when I've finished this, I'm gonna fish for an hour, so I don't expect anyone to stay around for that. But I figured I hate fishing, so I may as well do it online and maybe get to talk to someone. But otherwise, I'll link a description. In the description, I'll put a link to that Japanese video, and I might put a link to a thread on Reddit as well that has this information, so you can kind of read it and maybe take a look at the Japanese one, see if you can perfect it. But I know at the moment, the top 10 is pretty much like 9 out of 10 Japanese are pretty much on the top of the leaderboard, and they have like 170 fish an hour, which is just insane. It's just ridiculously insane. Marcio, sorry, I'll call you Mark. I'm not sure of the particulars. I don't know how low your durability has to be. I really don't know the particulars of it. But I will try and find that link, and I'll post it up for you. It'll be in the description of this video when it goes live. But at the moment, I'm trying to just get as many fishes out as I can. Mistol, how many QP do I have at the moment? I have 320, which is nothing really, considering the time I've put in. But I haven't been getting... I didn't get my daily reward. I got ranked, I think, 135 for the daily yesterday. Was it? Maybe? Or maybe it was 600. I don't know. But I didn't get my daily reward for yesterday. And I've missed out on my daily reward for 2 days in a row now. I really don't know why. I can't understand why my daily reward's not kicking in, but I've missed out on at least 100 points so far. So it's really quite frustrating.
We're gonna fish this place dry.
Yeah, the Japanese has 180 fish. It's just insanity. But then again, yesterday I fished for about 45 minutes and I got 118 fish. And that was because pretty much every time I threw my lure in, the fish just bit onto it straight away. So it makes a huge amount of difference, your luck, whether the fish is going to kind of take his time to kind of swim up and have a look at the lure and things like that. Again, for anyone that's after the Tidal Might Leviathan lure, it comes from the Angler add-on or DLC. It costs 50 American cents in the PlayStation Store. So I believe, I could be wrong, I think it might be the only way to get in the top scores, really. Because it just means you can capture every fish, you don't have to change lures, there's no problems with that. So you actually get the lure with the pack, you get a fishing rod as well, I think, and a few extra lines and a few little things like that. So again, we only have 3 fish, so I'm going to exit out. I've only got 24 fish so far, so I'm going... We're 10 minutes in, I'm going pretty slow, actually. I need to pick up the pace a little bit. So wait around again, then just enter straight back in, and we should have a bunch of fish up. There you go. And what you want to do is, this pond, actually, I think it might be all ponds, at 8 o'clock at night, so 20 on the little sundial time thing up in the right-hand corner there. At 20 hours or 2000 hours or whatever, the pond will actually reset to a night fish. So you'll find this pond, instead of having a bunch of fish, will actually go down to 3 fish. And at that point, you don't want to be fishing. So that's why it's important that you set up a good rest area that you can go back to and rest, eat your food or whatever, sleep overnight, and then in the morning you want to set it up so your car is right next to the fishing spot, and then all you do is teleport back to your car, and then you can run straight back to the fishing spot. Because it's all in real time, you want to minimize the amount of time that you're actually doing things like that. Whoops. Holy shit. That doesn't happen very often. But yeah, it's all about minimizing the amount of time that you're running around and in and out of menus and all that type of stuff. So it kind of comes down to luck as well. And there's also the fact that someone's pointed out, if you don't have a PS4 Pro or your loading times are slightly longer, it may only be 1 or 2 fish, but that could be the difference between 1 and 2 on the list. So yeah, I would have preferred they did region by region type of ranking. I know it would have been a bit more of a hassle to set up, but the worldwide thing is a bit... Mister, can I speak any other language? I wouldn't say I can speak any other language. I can say a couple of things in German, and I can understand a little bit in German, but I would not say that I can speak German by any means. How about you guys? Is there anyone in chat multi or bilingual or trilingual? My wife can speak South Korean or Korean and English, so she's doing pretty well. My daughter can already speak a little bit of Korean. She says "Oma," which is mum, but she says "Dada" for dad, so it's good. It's really good to have them back, actually. My wife and daughter just got back from Korea they were gone for like 5 weeks, and it's just amazing to have them back. How about the Bahamut lure? I don't actually have the Bahamut lure. I've been looking around for lures and things, but it just, man, honestly, I hate fishing. I really really dislike fishing. So for me to even put this much time commitment in it, I really want that sword. So, but I've just, man, looking around for lures and I can't do it. It's killing me. It's really killing me.
You've improved.
Capture the Penguin said Needless Pond is good also. What you want to do is you don't want any ponds that have fish with the the dot and the circle around it, because that means they're rare fish. So it's possible that they're going to get really big and it's going to be hard to reel them in. So you want tiny, tiny little fish. The smaller, the easier, the better. It doesn't go on weight. It doesn't go on size. It all goes on how many you can get an hour. So, yeah.
Beginner's luck.
Monkey Souls, no, it's fine, mate. My setup, the big thing here that I've been saying, and I could be wrong, of course. If you guys have better tips, then give it to me. But I've been using the Tidal Might Leviathan lure, which comes from the add-on or the DLC, which costs like 50 American cents. I paid 75 Australian cents from the PSN, and it gives you a lure that will capture everything. I'm not sure if there's another lure in the game that does the same. Maybe the Bahamut lure. I'm not sure, but it just means that you never have to change the lure. You just chuck this thing in and go for it. I'll show you where I am fishing at the moment. Because you're capturing easy fish, your setup doesn't matter all that much. It's not incredibly important. Your lure is going to be the most important thing. So my setup is here. I'm at this Sveinsmere pond, which is just below the Chocobo racetrack and Wiz Chocobo farm. And I parked my car here, and you'll see a bit later why that's important. And my rest point is down here. And it's important to have a rest point that's in the same region, so you don't have to go through a long loading screen. And it's also important to park your car very close to your very close to where you're fishing. There you go. Bossmain713 says the Bahamas lure captures everything. So if you don't have that DLC patch or the Tidal Might Leviathan, you can use the Bahamut lure. I'm not exactly sure where to get it. I don't have it personally, but if I find out, I'll link it in the description so you guys can find out. But as far as fishing rods go, I'm using the Dragon Drain rod, which is also from the Booster Pack Plus, a season pass item. Oh, there you go, straight away. See how easy the fish was? If you can get like 4 or 5 of them in a row, your score is going to be good. But it's all luck. Like, you want these tiny little dweeby fish so you can just like strong arm them in, basically. Biren Patel says, just bought myself an Afro Sword today. Congratulations, man. Have you got any tips for us? Because I'm still learning myself. Did you go all out fishing, or did you fish for a couple of hours a day every day, or what was your attack strategy? Master Chief, welcome. Fishing isn't too hard for me. I just find it, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it at all. I had my wife sitting down here yesterday with me. We were just chatting while I fished, and she was like, dude, this sucks. This is so boring.
You did good.
She actually left the room because she couldn't stand it. So, yeah, it's not just me. Has anyone else got the Afro Sword yet? Well, I suppose you wouldn't be watching some dweeb fish if you already had the Afro Sword, would you? I don't know if I'll ever fish again after this, but they say it's fishing contest number 1. So we're guaranteed to have at least one more fishing contest. Final Fantasy 15 Reddit for life. God damn right, man. The Final Fantasy 15 Reddit is quite good. Apart from a couple of negative people on there, it's quite a good place to be. And again, I'll put the description to different threads and other things in the description here, because I just didn't have time to do it before the live stream. I had to get on before the hour ticked over and everything. What was your highest score, Biren Patel? My highest score at the moment is 125, which is still not enough to get in the top 1000. I think I'm still 1300 overall. So I think to get in the top 1000, you have to get 130 fish, which is, yeah, it can be hard, man. It can be hard. It is just a huge grind. James Archibald, though, the thing is, the more fishing you do now, you'll get points that carry over. There's like a prize pool that I think will be a pool of points between all the daily quests or the timed quests. So I guess the more you do now, the less you'll have to do in future quests, I guess.
Time to move up from Little League, don't you think?
Talk about that.
Andrew Sutherland, how long did it take to get the Afro Sword? It depends on your score, on your ranking, how many times a day you fish, but I would say it's gonna take... Whoop, too much tension here. I'm gonna say it's gonna take like a matter of hours over days. Like it's not just gonna be a 1 day commitment thing, because you're gonna need to get good daily ranks to get those good scores off the fishing contest. So it's just a matter of optimizing your hour. Like you want to, if you're only going to play a couple of hours a day or an hour a day, you really want to maximize that hour, get everything set up, and on the hour be at the fishing spot, chuck your lure in as it ticks over, and just smash out as many fish as you can in that hour, and try and maximize your score so you can get in the top 100, top 1000 of the daily, of the hourly. If you get a good hourly placing and a good daily placing every single day, I guess you can do it in a matter of days, but I've been having problems. I said before, I got quite a good score, like with my 125 fish, which should have put me in about, I don't know, around about 1,000, I don't know, or maybe even 500 mark. I didn't actually get my daily reward, so quite disappointed about that. That's extra points that I can get, so yeah. Vespa Pool I found was okay, but excuse me, there was too many big fish there. There's a problem that if you get big fish, you have to fight them, or you have to break your lure. I don't want to mess with big fish at all. I just want to get crap, as many fish in as I can. I'm doing terribly at the moment, by the way, terribly. I'll reset the pond. We're running out of daylight as well. We're at 17 at the moment. Remember, you can only get it... Once it gets to 20, you're going to run out of fish. Or it's going to go nighttime, and there's only going to be 3 fish spawn instead of a whole cluster. So, yeah, it can be trying. But at the moment, you can see I'm getting really bad luck. All these fish are like lurkers that sneak up on the lure. You want them to bite it as soon as it hits the pond. But I'm really not getting many of those at all. So that's really going to hinder my score. At the moment, I'm only at 38, which is abysmal. You should be averaging around about 20 fish every 10 minutes, roughly. That's what I want. If I can get 3, 4, 5 of them in a row, it just bang, you smash it out. But is there a way to make the server actually submit your score when you want to? I have no idea, man. I've been struggling with that so often. But what I can see is that you have time after your hour to submit your score. That's when you should be doing it. Originally, I was trying to do it during the hour, like just before that hour ended. But you've got about 10 or 15 minutes after that initial hour finishes that you can submit your score. And then you have to wait. I think you wait about another hour, and then it'll tabulate the scores and give you your points. But again, I'm not 100% clear because I've had the scores stuffing up on me so many times. Like I fished 3 or 4 times in a row, like every hour, and I got 80 fish, 100 fish, 110 fish, you know, all different points each time, each better and better. And I only ever got points for my 80 fish, not for the 110, not for the 100 fish. And I can't work out whether it lets you do multiple hand-ins in a row, or I shouldn't have saved, or I shouldn't have, I don't know. But it just totally screwed me over on that one, so. Yeah, Biren, the hourly is a good way, but definitely you want to try and rank high on that daily score. And also at the end of the competition, if you can manage to get in like the top 500 or 1,000 it is, I think you get 500 points for the 1,000, and you get 1,000 points for the top 500. So if you can get in that, you pretty much only have to go about halfway. So JP Gamer, I am going for the sword, yeah. I have been really busy like with my family and everything, so I haven't had time to really fish that much, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it or not, but at the moment I'm getting such bad luck. I actually don't even know I'm going to reach the 100 unless my luck changes really soon. This is not going too well for me.
Wow, you did good.
Master Chief, I'm not that good at fishing in real life either, because we always go with mates and we have beer. So about 20 minutes into it, I've already had 3 or 4 beers, and there's no real fishing after that. Biren, if you're on Xbox One, I think Xbox One had less overall sales, so you'd have less competition if the rankings aren't matched with PS4. I'll show you my rod setup once I have to exit out and go back to camp because it's getting too late. So I'll show you my setup when I come back in. But right now I just want to get a couple more fish before we lose sunlight. Because as you'll see, I'll show you what happens. Right now we're at 19 on the clock. When it hits 20 or 8 o'clock, you'll see the pond just becomes almost useless. So, yeah.
Next time's the charm.
Mister on my back is still not 100%, and I'm not back at work yet. I've still got probably about another 2 months left in me of rehabilitation. So, yeah, things are they're the best they've ever been, but it's still a battle. Oh, this one's not too bad. Smashing him in. We might be able to get one more fish if these guys stop bloody talking. No. See, we've only got 3 fish in the pond. So as soon as it hits 20, you just want to stop fishing and get the hell out of there. And now I'll show the importance of setting up a good little teleport loop, as I like to call it. So what you're going to do is return to rest point, which should be in the same region. If you put it in another region, you're going to get a very, very long loading time. But if you can keep it in the same region, your loading time should be better. It's not going to be like crazy fast, but it is going to be a lot faster if you keep it in the same region. So try and keep it as close to the fishing spot as you can. You'll know you've done it wrong because you get a huge loading bar if you've done it incorrectly. I've still got loading time, but I can't really do much about that.
Everything in order.
So, once I'm back at camp, usually I would eat the Kupo cake from the carnival. It's not necessary. It helps. It definitely helps. And if you're going to do the Japanese trick, I think it's necessary. But overall, it's not going to impact you too greatly if you missed out on that recipe. This is the cake here. It decreases damage by your fishing line by 25%. Obviously, we don't have one at the moment, so it doesn't really matter what we're going to eat. But yeah, I recommend if you can eat the Kupo cake, then do it. But of course, if you didn't do the carnival, then you've missed out on it. So, but then we have to sit through all these screens and the photos and everything just so we can get back into fishing, and it's all in real time. So yeah, it's a bit of a like, come on. But what I've been experiencing lately since the new patch is quite a few crashes when I camp and when I fast travel. So I've been doing this and getting crashes all the time. So what we're going to do is return to car, and as you can see, the car's parked right next to the lake. So that's really important that you park the car as close to it as you can. So again, there's as little running as you possibly get. Heartless King 05, I believe there is going to be a round 2, but I also think that whatever the hunt is next week, whether it is going to be another fishing one or it's going to be a monster hunt, you get like a pool that your points pool into as well. So I would assume your points from this week and that week are going to pool into that same prize pool. So there's still an opportunity to use your points from this one. So as you can see, we're right back at the pond already, and it's 6 a.m. in the morning, so we've got all day to fish. Hopefully that's going to carry us through for the next half hour. But we'll see. My score's only 57 at the moment, so I got to get some real good luck to get this one out. So as far as line goes, I'm using Dragonbeard, which is the highest durability one, 2000. I'm using the Titanite Leviathan lure from the DLC or the add-on. It costs like 50 American cent from the PS store. I'm using the Dragon Drain rod, which is actually from the the DLC Booster Pack Plus with just Season Pass. You can also use the Death Spin or whatever. The fish here are pretty weak, so it doesn't matter all that much. And for the lure, I'm using the Limelin, or Limelin, which is from the Toto Mostro arena. But you can also use the Avior as well. It doesn't really matter all that much. And it looks like my fish down in the bottom left-hand corner is off the radar. He's up swimming on the bank or something. And then it's just a matter of fishing, and hopefully I keep on getting little fish like that. That's what you really want. You need a lot of those to just rip them in. Oh, so the Xbox does have separate... It looks like the Xbox has separate ranks. Because on the PlayStation, I think the top guy is like 180. So, yeah. But ultimately, you can fish wherever you like, whatever you feel is the best, but you want a large cluster of very, very easy fish. If you find that you're struggling with fish for more than 10, 15, 20 seconds, it's probably not going to be worth it. Like, you don't want a big battle on your hands. And especially, you really do not want... See, even this is taking too long. You really do not want any rare fish that are going to be huge ones that have a problem of breaking your line. So...
Talk about backseat fishing.
Where did I get Death Spin? Oh, what a... Can anyone in chat tell me where Death Spin is from? Is it from Toto Mostro? No. I completely forget where I get the rod. I'm sorry, mate.
Don't think so.
Has anyone in chat got good tips for where to get the best fishing rod? I cannot remember where I got mine from. I don't think it's from the carnival. I'm pretty sure it's not coming from the carnival.
Wow, you did good.
I'm sorry, mate. Boss mate, I can't remember where I got the Death Spin. I'll buy it. Yes, of course. Thanks, Mr. Yes. At Vespa Pool, there is a fishing spot. There should be a little cabin next to the fishing spot, and the guy sells it at Vespa Pool. Thank you, Mr. You're a lifesaver, man. So it's really quite easy to access it. But also, you can get a better fishing rod from... Like Biren says, you can do a quest, a side quest, where you have to fish up all these different types of fish, and you'll get a special rod from that as well. Or you can buy the Season Pass, and in the Booster Pack Plus, you'll get the Dragon Drain rod. So, yeah.
Oh.
Are the rods better than the Dragon Drain rod? The Dragon Drain rod seems pretty good at the moment. But ultimately, you're not going to be...
Great job, Nox.
You're not going to be fishing huge fish here. So your fishing gear, as long as you have a good lure, which is like the Tidal Might Leviathan or the Bahamut lure, that's going to be the most important thing. Because you're fishing like small fry fish here, really. So it may help slightly, but it's not going to make a massive, massive difference, in my opinion. Oh, Dragon Drain is number 2? Okay, there you go.
You can show a bit of emotion, you know.
And also, I've been talking about the Japanese have been using a certain technique with the Dragon Drain rod. Because the Dragon Drain rod has a special description that says it performs better when your line durability is low. Either that, or it reduces durability, or... I'm a bit confused about the whole thing. But I will put a link in the description when I'm done here of the Japanese method that I believe is being used. I can't quite figure out why it's effective, but people have been saying it's effective, so there you go. Yeah, the best reel comes from the Coliseum at Altissia, which is from the Toto Mostro arena. I think it's called the Lilaman or Lilaman. Is it the reel with that ability?
Nice.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, possibly the reel. That makes more sense, but anyway. I couldn't find the descriptions. The descriptions seem to be a little bit changed from what they were since the patch, but I could be wrong. But 25 minutes left, and we're not doing good on our score at all. I'm talking a bit too much, but yeah. I think you get the point, the method. I don't think it's necessary that you watch me fish for an entire hour, but, you know, yeah. But generally, if you follow this general practice and you get lucky with your reels, then this is one of the better methods. There's other places you can go, other ponds. If you can find one with a lot of fish that are easy to reel in, you're set. But I don't think I'll ever reach like the 130s, the 140s. It's going to be a friggin' stretch to get that,
Just
you know?
like yours.
Hey.
I feel you have to have a lot of luck to be getting those big scores. Even if you're using the so-called Japanese method, I think it's going to come down to luck as well. See, if you get a lot of fish like this, it all mounts up. There's seconds, minutes wasted doing that. So, yeah. But I'm really hoping that on Tuesday we get a monster quest and it runs alongside the fishing, hopefully. But lately, the way Square Enix has been introducing things, I do not know what to expect from this company anymore. I have no idea, man. But I really hope that we see a monster hunt come in on Tuesday.
Great job, Knocked. Time to move up from the...
Yaz Robin says he got 149. Holy jeebers, man. Did you get a lot of good luck on these quick lures? Because at the moment you can see I'm not getting very many. They're all these like sneaking up on my lure guys, which are the ones that take so much time. Like you have to wait for them. You see the aggro there is building up and then bang, they take the line. You really want the ones you can snap straight onto it.
Nice.
I might actually change to the... I'll put the better reel on, see if it's making any difference. Wang!
I was hoping to see something epic. A mortal struggle between man.
But the reeling for me usually isn't a big problem. It's fairly quick for me. The problem is them catching onto the line, which can be a bastard.
Smaller than I thought.
With the Dragon Drain and the Avor, it reels in really fast at low durability. You mean Mark? Or sorry, Wannabe? Watanabe? Man, it's too early in the morning for me. Does the Malaki Pond have a lot of fish in it though? Yes? Oh well, obviously if you've done 149. As I get more information, I'll post it a bit more, but I think the best place that you can go to is probably the Final Fantasy 15 subreddit, which is just reddit.com/r/ffxv. So that's probably the best place you can go to get to like up to the minute type of strategies and stuff. If you can just avoid the negative, horrible people on there sometimes is fine, but generally people are pretty good on there, so. James Hickling, I've had a heap of problems submitting my scores, mate, like huge amounts of problems. But what I've been doing generally now is waiting until the hour is over, and then about 5 minutes after that hour I can submit my score and it counts it up. I think they say you have a certain amount of time after the hour to submit your score anyway, so yeah. We'll see if I actually reach 100 fish. It's not actually looking like it. I'm getting such poor luck at the moment. Well, at least I've got the proof down the bottom that I can get 125 fish, so...
Wow, you did good.
I need to know what the name of the song is in the time quest menu. I think... did someone on the subreddit, maybe someone on the Final Fantasy Reddit answered that question. I'm guessing it'll be an Afrojack song anyway, so... Master Chief, man, I'm feeling weak in real life due to a mosquito bite. Have you got Ross River fever or something? Bossmane, you can get the Tranquility Rod from doing a side quest. I'm not quite sure where to find it, but you have to catch I think you have to do 3 different quests where you have to find fish, they can be quite particular how to find them. So you might have to look at a guide on the net. I don't have one on my channel, but I'm sure if you type Tranquility fishing quest or something along those lines, you'll be able to find it.
Like boss level?
Mistol, you are totally right, mate. If I performed correctly, it would not be a lemon-eating cow stream at all.
Well, at this rate, we're gonna fish this place dry.
Talk about backseat fishing.
Yeah, Special K, I've been getting a lot of game crashes. I've probably had about 12 or 13 crashes since the patch, which is just, for me, in total, I've had not many glitches at all with Final Fantasy. But since the patch, I've had extreme amounts of crashes. It's just so frustrating. And I've got really good internet. I've got a stable connection, so it's not a connection issue. I do not know what's causing it. It's killing me. But this is fishing, so yeah. This is all it takes. You have to do this a few times a day, a few hours a day, I guess. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's not that big a commitment, it only takes a couple of days. For me, personally, I think this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm not a fan of it at all. I wouldn't mind so much if it wasn't so dependent on where you rank every day. I like the fact that they promote competition, but I think the points are far too hinged on how you rank in the competition, because if you don't rank well, you get next to no points. Like, it's so unrewarding if you don't rank. I think the disparity between ranking and not ranking should be a little bit closer. That's the problem I have with it, especially for a game that's essentially a single player game. The fact that they're making it so weighted on online and multiplayer is a bit meh. We haven't heard any news on the new Magitech suit, not a peep, not even a tiny little slither of a screenshot. As far as Time Quest goes, it says competition number 1 or contest number 1 goes until the 2nd, I think, which should be on Tuesday. So we'll see whether we're just going to get contest number 2, which is fishing, or we're going to get a whole new Time Quest. Maybe we'll get a Monster Hunt. Maybe we'll have to play Justice Monsters 5. Who knows? I hope it... Well, no, I don't hope it. Sorry, I won't say that. If it is Justice Monsters 5, I've made guides on it. I've played like dozens and dozens of hours of Justice Monsters 5, so I should be pretty good on that front if it is that. But if they do a Justice Monsters 5 competition, I might have to walk away from Final Fantasy 15 forever. Like, they couldn't. They really couldn't. I would be totally expecting a Chocobo Carnival or a Chocobo Race contest. I can almost guarantee that's going to happen. What else would they do? They're going to throw some real curveballs at us in far as these Time Quest goes, I think. What's the name of the pond I'm at now? I think it's Vainsmere, which is just south of the Chocobo racetrack. The reason why I like this is there's a lot of easy fish, and there's a lot of them. So I think there's about 15 or 20 each time that you respawn the pool. So that's why I favor this one a lot. But the problem I have with this pond is I'm gonna have to find another pond, because these fish are lurkers. They take a while to sneak up onto the lure, which is not what you really want. You want snappers. They just jump on it. How many quest points for one fish? Nothing as far as I can tell. It all depends on what you rank. So you can catch 1 million fish an hour and still just get the same points. Excuse me. So we're sitting at 91 fish at the moment, so it's not all that bad. I'm not doing all that great either, so, you know. But if you're catching like 100 an hour, you're going to rank at least something. Again, here I'm at the Sveinsmere, which is just south of the Chocobo track and the Wiz Chocobo farm. But we're going to use this last 15 minutes to try and pump out some fish. hopefully we get some good luck. Looks like we didn't, because there's not many fish in this particular respawn. I actually think, excuse me, you should get a point per fish.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure it's not working. No, it's definitely not working like that at the moment. But you should get a point per fish regardless of where you rank, how you rank, whatever. So it should be, if you just sit here... I'm sorry, I got... I'm better now. I think if you sit here and you fish up 1,000 fish by yourself, just at your own pace, whatever, you're guaranteed that Afro Sword no matter where you rank. I think, personally, I think that's a good way to do it. But, I don't know. I don't like the ranking system. I really don't. Especially because it's worldwide, it's kind of hard to pick an off-peak time as well. If you got in really early and you did it before...
Talk about backseat fishing.
Whoa, I thought my game crashed right then. That wasn't YouTube, that was my game just going... Goo. If you got in really early and got in before people really started getting their game on, it was easy to rank high, but at this point it's quite hard because everyone has a technique down and things, so yeah.
You've improved.
Competition number 1 ends today, Joe. No, it ends tomorrow. It'll end tomorrow. I'm pretty sure, because time quests always reset on the Tuesday. Well, Australian Tuesday for me.
Nice.
So that'll be tomorrow at... So you've still got about 24 hours, I would say. I would probably guess. I can't be 100% sure, but I would say you've probably got about 24 hours. So, I don't know, man. I know I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to get the sword, but again, if you can smash out a really, really good score, like,
You did good.
maybe 120 to 150, I know it sounds high, but if you can get that, you're going to rank pretty high in the overall competition. And by placing in the top 1,000, you get 500 points anyway. So if you can fish up around about 500 points, and then at the end of the competition you get an extra 500 points, then, you know, you're going to have your Afro Sword if that's all you're after. But as far as getting all the extras and some AP and experience and all that, you're not going to be flushed with points to just spend them everywhere. So, yeah.
At this rate, we're gonna fish this place dry.
Talk about backseat fishing.
Joe Clark, if you follow pretty much what I've done in this stream, I don't think you'll have a problem getting to 100. Really, it's even unlucky, which I'm having a really, really bad run right now. I'm probably going to get about 110 fish, maybe. So, with your submitting scores, what I've been doing is waiting until the end, like fishing flat out, not even bothering trying to submit my score. And then you wait until the very, very end of the competition, like until the next hour, and then you can submit your score. But it's up and down as well. Like, I originally, on one of the competitions, I got my score submitted at 118, but I actually got 128 fish. But it would not submit my 128, and I could not get it to submit my 128. So I had to go with my 118. So, yeah. Mistel, I would assume you can get each prize more than once. Yeah, I can't see why they wouldn't, but getting 2,000 points in one arena session is just, I don't know. I can't see it happening. Heartless King 05, Lemon, you're Aussie. G'day from Queensland. I am also from Queensland, mate. I'm in Brisbane at the moment. Oh, see, I get hardly any of those, but they are definitely what you want. You just chuck the line in, the fish is like, yeah, motherfucker, and just goes straight on it. So,
You did good.
Joe, always save before you submit. Always save. I save every time before I go into that daily quest menu or the time quest menu because I have so many problems with it. So I always save it.
Talk about backseat fishing.
I was thinking before the contest started, I was like, man, I'm going to fish up Leisure Lake because he's going to be the biggest guy and he's going to give us huge amount of points and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't go by weight or size, so yeah. The weather in Brisbane at the moment is goddamn perfect. It is amazing. Amazingly good weather. Nice and sunny, but it's around about 18 degrees or so. So you got a nice cool breeze and the sun is out. Oh, it's just amazing, man. It's so good. Sean Conboy, anyone know what the Wind-Up Lord Vexus does? You can sell it for 500,000 gil, but you can also use it for magic damage limit break. It gives you, I think, 54 casts of damage magic limit break if you use it as a catalyst in your Elemancy. So that's what it's really, really good for that. We actually had it as a reward for the Dread Behemoth last time. If you broke its horn, there was a possibility that you would get the Wind-Up Lord Vexus off it. So I actually got 5 or 6 from that, so... Yeah, Heartless, I'm in Brisbane, mate. Are you in Brisbane? Where are you from? In Queensland? G'day, Charlie Wright.
Hey.
I would not waste your QP on the Lord Vex doll. I wouldn't waste it on anything but the Afro Sword. Because you don't know when the Afro Sword's going to go away. I don't think it's like all that great, the sword, myself. But it's one of those things that you don't want to just miss out on, for me. Everything else you can get in the game. The Wind-Up Lord Vexus you can get from Altisha, from the 10k gil machine. I have a guide on my channel, so you can get that anytime. And you can actually get it way faster than fishing. So do not waste your points on the Wind-Up Lord Vexus, please. Please. Come on, fish, you're being too slow, mate. There we go. See, as you can see, I've been talking to chat. I should be concentrating more on the game. I haven't been maximizing my time in the game, but I'm already up over 100. So if you sit down and you start on the dot of the hour and you're just smashing out these fish, you should be able to get 120, 125, 130, you know? The points, one of the point pools is going to carry over to the next one. It seems like, we'll check out the menu afterwards, but it seems like the lower of the 2 points is going to carry over into the next one. So it's not going to be a huge chunk that's going to carry over. So if you want anything in due time, then of course it's going to be in your advantage to maximize your points, especially if the next contest, if they introduce a brand new weapon. I doubt they will, but when they do, that's going to be more points that you're going to need. So it's in your best interest to just grind out as much points as you can, but yeah. Aaron Wingerson, when does this contest thing end, by the way? Well, it says contest number 1 ends on the 1st or the 2nd of May, which is either today or tomorrow. I would assume it's going to be tomorrow because timed quests usually reset in Australia on Tuesday at 1 PM, which is tomorrow in about 24 hours. So I think we have about 24 hours of contest number 1. Whether we're going to go into contest like Fishing Contest 2, or whether we're going to get a whole new timed quest with monsters or whatever, is anybody's guess at this point. Square Enix do a shitty job of telling anybody about what's going on, so I can't see how it would hurt if they did like a calendar or something and said, hey, this is going to come up, and really promote stuff and get us excited for it. I think they've got a really shitty PR team. I think they could do a really good job of getting people hyped into these timed quests and really getting the community involved. But I think they've been really dropping the ball on that. See, this is, again, I haven't maximized my time properly. So I'm actually going to have about 5 minutes of fishing time at night. If I go back to the camp and rest and then come back here, maybe it'll only take me 2 minutes. I don't know. Or maybe I'll get a game crash. So as you can see, when the clock is going to click over to 20, I'm only going to get 3 fish in this pond, and it's really going to slow down my reel in. So it's a matter of trying to stretch out your day so that you'll get the most amount of time in without hitting these 8 o'clock periods, because that's when the pool just totally goes to shit. Which is a real shame that it just clicks over like that. I wish it kept the fish that you had in the pond until you reset the pond, but yeah. Hopefully I can get another 2 fish out of this before it resets again. But no, it looks like this guy's going to be a bastard. Oh, got him. Get in there, mate. Get in there. Yeah, it's not 1 QP per fish. Otherwise, I would have about 700 points by now. Like, it's definitely not 1 per fish. I really wish it was, because this whole competition would make a lot more sense if it did. I guess I find it so unrewarding. The per fish is so unrewarding. Like, you can catch 125 fish and then rank like 800th, and it just feels like almost like that entire effort was just wasted. Whereas if you got 1 QP per fish, you'd be like, okay, I didn't rank well, but at least, you know, I got rewarded for each fish I got. Which I actually think then the amount of time you put in, you would get a direct reward back for it. But sometimes I put in the whole hour, get 100 and something fish, and you get rewarded like 30 points, and you're like, oh, thanks a lot for that. You know, I guess I don't find it proportional. So you can see the time has hit 20, so now we've got 3 fish in the pond, which is, now I have to waste time targeting these fish to pick them up, which is not ideal at all. So I have to find a way to kind of get the days. You usually get about 2 full days fishing, so you want to try and make it so you hit that 20 mark only once if you can, but I'm not really sure how to work that out yet. We've got 4 minutes left, so it's not, I'm not going to have time to go back to camp and then teleport back here. The loading times and everything is just going to screw me, so yeah.
You did good.
Dakota Morris, I'll show you where I am just in 1 second. I'll capture 1 more fish. I am at the Swainsmere, I think it's called, which is just south of the Chocobo racetrack. I think there is other ponds that are as effective as this, if not more effective. But for me, this is what I've found, and it works enough for now, you know? It works enough. So I'll exit out and I'll show you. See, we've caught 122 fish, and we've got 2 minutes 39 left. I'll try and submit my score. I'll try. It won't work, but I'll try. Yeah, could not add my score to the ranking, which, yeah, anyway. So what I've been doing is waiting until afterwards and then doing it. But here I am on the map at the Swainsmere, which is just south of the racetrack. I'll see if I can get a couple more fish. My top score is 125, so maybe... No, I'm not going to be able to get more fish. Well, I need to get 4 to beat my old score, which it doesn't look like these fish are going to cooperate. Come here, fishy, fishy, fishy. No. I always see... I don't know if you guys have ever seen Juice Bigelow, male gigolo, with... what's his name? Nice. Rob Schneider. But the gigolo guy taps on the glass, goes, here, fishy, fishy, fishy. That's what I always think when I'm fishing here. Viren Patel, what was the name of the place that you mentioned? Sorry. Wang. Okay, maybe I just need 2 more fish and I'll beat my high score. So. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, unless this guy comes in really, really friggin' fast. If I can work out the Japanese method, which Peter Thompson is talking about right now, I will post a quick video on it. But nice. I don't fully understand why it works the way it works. The descriptions on the items don't really make all that much sense to me. Okay, we've got 25 seconds, but we're going to have to sit through these goddamn menus, so yeah, not going to happen. It's got my submitted score sitting at 125, but yeah, I guess these ones won't update properly. Come on, fish. You know you want it, mate. See, he's gonna be a stubborn little bastard and not come in. No. Come on, mate. Yeah. Boss main got Bahamut lure. Where do you get the Bahamut lure? Does anybody know where you get the Bahamut lure? I'm using the tidal Leviathan lure. So ranking ends in 1. So we've done all our ranking. Usually I can submit my score now. No, it's not gonna let me. I honestly, the most confusing thing to me is how score submit works, because sometimes it submits all the time and other times it will not submit at all. I cannot get it to submit. So we'll have a look. Submit score? Are you gonna let me? There you go. And what does it say? Check quest. Our submitted score is 126. And if we look at rankings, 175. Sephiroth FF. Crazy, man. How? I guess he must use that method with the dragon drain rod or the low durability. Low durability. But as you can see, I get 125 score, which I think is okay. 1700. So to get in the top 1500, you would have to get... We'll check how much it takes to get in the top 1500. Wait a second, was that guy's level 0? How is that Mu-Eum level 0? What the crap is that? Anyway. What does it take to get in the top 1500? You have to get at least 130 fish. But I assume if you got 130, it would push you out to the very bottom. So you would have to actually get 131 fish to get in the top 1500. And the advantage of that is, well, actually to get in the top 1000 you want to get. Even worse. Jesus, man. Look at these scores. You're gonna have to get like 140 something to get in the top 1000, yeah. You're gonna need like 142 fish to get in the top 1000, which will give you the 1000 quest points at the end of the contest. At the moment, it looks like I will get the 500 quest points. So I only need to get 500 quest points, and then after the competition ends, I should get my extra 500. But yeah. And as you can see, for the hourly, if you get the best in each hour, in the top 100, you'll get that 40 quest points per hour if you constantly rank in the top 100. But again, that's incredibly hard. It's more likely you're going to get in the top 500. And then they do a daily ranking as well, which if you can get in the top 100, good. But again, it's probably pretty unlikely you're going to do that. It's more likely you're going to get the 50 QP or the 100 QP. As far as my daily ranking, 1200, even at 125 fish, it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. And to get in the top 100 for the daily, let's see how far down it goes. You're going to need 158 fish. No, actually, if you get 158, you'll be pushed down. You'll have to get 159 fish to get in the top 100. So it's unrealistic at this point, I think, unless you find that the Japanese method and do it. But otherwise, and in the total court, yeah, you're gonna need 161 fish or 160 fish to get in the top 100. So it's pretty much, it's not gonna happen for a lot of people, unfortunately. But if you follow the method that I went over in this video, you should have a pretty good chance of getting the reward in the time period. My highest rank in the daily contest, 1009, and hourly 153. So I think that was with the 125 fish I ranked there. So yeah. Yeah. Again, I'll go over the method I used. So I am here at the Swainsmere pool. I am using I'll see if I can show you my fishing gear. Items, check. Actually, we'll go into the fishing menu just so we can check it out. So as far as my fishing gear goes, I was using the Dragon's Beard for my line, and Tidal Might Leviathan, which comes from the DLC or the add-on from the PSN store. I believe you can also use the Bahamut lure. The good thing about these is it's a catch-all lure. As for my rod, I'm using the Dragon Drain, but you can also use the Tranquility, which comes from a side quest, or there's the Death Spin, which you can buy at Vesper Pool. And then I'm using the Limlayan Reel, which I believe comes from the Toto Mostro Arena. So, yeah. But anyway, that is the basics of my fishing setup. Actually, I'm going to catch one fish so that I can put my ranking in for the last hour. May as well while I'm here, because I plan to turn this game off and not really look at it for the rest of the day if I can. We'll catch one more fish, and then I'll show you just quickly the importance of setting up a good teleport loop. But I still cannot believe I never thought I would be doing a fishing live stream, and here I am. I've done my second fishing live stream. Oh, there you go, record. Yuppie. Anyway. Usually you'll be able to tell when the scores come in too, because it'll say here... No, scores can be submitted for roughly an hour after the ranking period ends. So if you can't submit your score during that hour, just wait a little bit after the hour ends and try to submit it. So
keep it moving.
I hate prank channels, Boris. I absolutely hate prank channels completely. Yeah, so good luck advertising that crappy channel, mate. Anyway, as you can see, I'm here at the Svane's Mirror pond, which you can get like 120 an hour easy. I was slacking off, so... and I parked my car here, and that's important because once you go to your camp, which I've got my rest point here, at some point the clock is going to hit nighttime and the fish are going to dwindle, so you have to go back and rest and refresh the day. So I teleport back to rest point. I've already camped here before I started fishing. And you want to do this closest to the hour as you can. So leave about 5 minutes to the hour, so 55 something. Rest, and then as soon as the hour ticks over, you want to be right at the dock and chuck your line in. Like, seconds are going to count in this regard, so... Biren Patel, the pond I was talking about is called Malachi Pond. There are 2 ponds north of Kosamark. You want the one that is more to the north. This is by far the best pond. No need to set up a time travel loop you are talking about. It's packed all day and night with 20 fish. Well, there you go. Biren Patel has the secrets for us, guys. Where is Kosamark? I don't think I have it marked on my... Do I have it marked? Do-do-do. I don't have the fishing spot marked on my map, but I'll have to find it. I will find it, and if I find it way, way, way more effective, I will post a video for you guys.
Right here.
You can remain awake long enough to eat.
So overall, I've probably spent about 5 hours fishing, which is too much for me, way too much. But anyway, and again, if you can get the ingredients for the Kupu Berry cheesecake, which came from the carnival, the Choco Mog Carnival, then that's definitely the good cake to eat because it reduces your line damage by 25%. The ingredients, the Duskian orange, can be a little bit limited to get, but I'll show you where to get that as well. You can't buy it from the store as far as I know. Markia, well, that's definitely... The Malachi Pond looks like a better place to go. Do I think locations playing a part in QP earned? Not really. It plays a part in how many fish you'll get, but not in how many QP you'll get. Mr. Will I live stream the next time you quest hunt? Yeah, I'll be live streaming most likely tomorrow at around about 8 PM Eastern Daylight Time. Around about. It depends when the competition resets, and if we get a new time ton and everything like that. But as far as you guys, if you want the Kupu Berry cake, the Duskin Orange, I think this is the only place that you can farm it. Right here on the map, you'll get 3 oranges per spawn, and these spawn every 2 days in game. So you can pick them up, you can rest for 2 days, you can do whatever, fish for 2 days, and then these oranges will reappear. This is the only place I've found them. There could be another place, but here you'll get 3 oranges every 2 days. And as far as the other materials go, they're pretty easy to set up. So once you wake up in the morning, all you do is return to car. Of course, if you do the Malachi Pond, like Biren Patel is saying, you don't need to do all this, but I haven't discovered that place, so yeah, we'll check it out. See you, Master Chief. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, location is definitely the key. You want very easy to catch, very small fish. If you're struggling with a fish for more than 20 seconds, get out of that pond. You do not want to be there. You don't want to be there at all. So again, I'm back at the car now, and the beauty about this is you're going to waste as little daylight time as possible. But again, if you're at the Malachi Pond, you don't have to worry because nighttime is good as well. But if you want to maximize daytime fishing, set up that loop there. And then you can see I'm right back at the pond. It's only 6 AM, so we've got plenty of time to fish. But yeah, right now I will have a look at, I'll post a link to this Japanese method, as people have been calling it. Yeah, I still don't fully grasp why it works the way it does. I know that the rod and the reels have certain description on it, but it doesn't really collate. The description doesn't really match to why it would be a fast way to fish. But I'll send you the link, and if you enjoy the video from the guy and if you use his method, give him a thumbs up or comment on his video or something, because he deserves the credit for it. So the link is there in the chat, and I'll also put it in the description down below. That is what I've been calling the Japanese method. Again, I need to do a little bit more testing on it. I can't fully vouch for it, so if it works for you, good luck. If it doesn't, I can't really explain all that much more to you until I suss it out a bit more. Just a second, sorry, I'm typing the Japanese. I'll call it the Japanese method. There you go. But yeah, you can check out that link, see if it works for you or not. I cannot fully support it, as I don't 100% understand it myself. But also, if you want a bit more extra information, head on over to the Reddit, the Final Fantasy 15 Reddit. Even if you're not there for the fishing information, it's a good place to be anyway, and we need a lot more involvement from people. Generally, people are pretty friendly. If people treat you like a dickhead, just ignore them. You're going to get 1 or 2 people that are dickheads, but otherwise, don't worry about them. I post over on there every now and then, but yeah, there's heaps of nice people over there, so jump on over there and build up a community. So it should be a good place to be. Eric Pfeiffer said there is a second Duskin orange tree down to the right of the first one. I'll see. I don't think it's marked on my map. Is it? No. So I guess it'd be around about here. But if you talk to your tipster, I would imagine the tipster at the Karthus Rest area would probably tell you where it is anyway. But around here is the Duskin Orange, which here and as Eric Pfeiffer is saying, probably around about here, roughly, I think is the only 2 spots in the game that you can get those oranges from. So yeah, if you need the Cuppo Berry cake, that's the only place you can get it. So yeah. And the Malachi Pond. Actually, I'll go check out the Malachi Pond while I'm on stream anyway. Malachi Pond, is it up here? No? Someone was saying that it's near the treasure. Maybe it's down here. Anyway, we'll return to the car and have a look. Actually, I really gotta go. My wife is waiting for me. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to check it out at the moment. But I know I just did an hour of fishing, and most of your people are like, what the hell, man? Like, who wants to fish for that long? But I hope it's helped at least one of you out. I hope. Thank you, everyone in chat, for all your tips and ideas and everything, because I'm by no means the best fisherman at all. So thank you for all your chats and everything. Biren Patelman, thanks for heaps of info. Everybody else, Miss Thol, thank you always for pointing out my mistakes and improvements. But yeah, guys, I think tomorrow, I don't know whether we're going to get a new timed quest or not, but make sure you subscribe and hit the little notification button if it's not activated. And whatever happens, I'll live stream or I'll put out a video and I'll talk about the new contest. So definitely stick by the channel if you want to get any more Final Fantasy information. And yeah, we'll check out what happens tomorrow together. And yeah, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope I've given you enough information. Again, if you use that Japanese method, please give the guy a like or a subscribe or a thumbs up or something, because you know, it's his information, not mine at all. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching me fish. I cannot believe you watch me fish. But anyway, this has been Lemon Eating Cow, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. And I'll be on again probably about 8 PM EDT or 7 PM EDT, around about then. But anyway, guys, thank you very much.